again. It's a rich thing.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Man, it's good to be back. Had some things going on last week, but hey, y'all, it's going to be a good week. I'm excited about this week. Last week was a pretty good week. Ended the week in some really good profits, so we're going to see if we can capitalize on this week and see what we can do. We're going to wait for a few other people to join in. Hey, Dale, what's going on, man? Glad that you can join in. We're going to give everybody about 4 minutes for everybody to come on in. Hey, if y'all have any pairs that y'all like to see marked up, please put them in the chat. I'd be happy to mark them up. Yeah, Dale, the market, it was, man. It was wild last week. Last week, I actually only focused on one pair last week, which was EU. EU was really, really good. What's up, Ish? EU was really, really good last week. And also on Friday, caught a really, really good entry on gold. Caught about 125 pips on gold when the news popped off. EUGU got you, Dale. GJ, cool. I'll add that one to the mix. I'll actually mark up GJ first. That way we can knock that one out. Mr. Blessed, what's going on? That gold was legendary. Hey, so for those who are in our Discord chat, our good friend Enterprise, who be up in there, he pointed out to me he was watching gold. I actually wasn't even watching gold on Friday, and so he and I was chatting a little bit on gold, and kind of looking at it a little bit, and caught a really, really good entry on gold. Like it was really good. It actually did exactly what we thought it was gonna do, and I'll show you guys exactly what happened. Let's see what time it is so we can actually get started. We're gonna give everybody about 2 more minutes, you guys. I usually like to get started about 5 minutes after, and we're gonna get to kicking in right into it, man. Like I said, I think we're gonna have some really good opportunities this week. So definitely want to try to capitalize on them. Hey, did anybody catch EU last week? Because I know EU was kind of playing around that dollar mark, that dollar parity mark. And so, you know, when we kind of look at that, you know, it hasn't really actually been down in this area, I think, since back in like 2003. So I don't really know how long EU wants to play around in this area, but, you know, caught gold at 1757.90. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all, let's go ahead and hop into it, man. We're going to go ahead and start off with a word of prayer, and then we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day, Lord. We want to thank you for life, health, and strength, Lord. I want to thank everybody who's on this call. I pray that this channel is a blessing to all. I pray that it helps somebody. I pray that it allows somebody to become financially free, Lord. I just pray that this resource, this channel, is a tool to just help somebody. If it'll bless just one person, I'm good with that. I pray for everyone's families who's on this call as well. And Lord, we love you. We praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Come on, y'all. Let's get into it, man. Like I said, I'm excited about this week for some reason. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into Forex Factory. Let's kind of look and see what news we have for this week. As we can see, Sunday is, you know, they got some retail sales that they're kind of talking a little bit about with AUD. I probably don't expect to do pretty much anything today. Tomorrow, look like we got some EU news all day. Tomorrow. We got USD FOMC at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We got Brainard speaking. So I don't really remember this person. I think I do vaguely. I got you. Gold, euro. Yeah, I'll mark that one up too. I don't really remember this guy speaking. I'm gonna probably look back last month to see if this guy spoke. To see if we got some FOMC at the end of the month last month, just to kind of see if we got some influences that might happen. Tuesday, all day, like I said, all day euro. Going into the morning time, 9 a.m. Central Time, we got USD news that's going to be popping off. Let's see what else we got going on. Going into Wednesday, 4 a.m. Central, we got some news on Euro. You know, we got CPI. 7:15, we got USD. So this is the first, I believe this is the, hold on, let's see. Yeah. Okay, the first is on Thursday. So going into Thursday, we got, hey, you guys, we got NFP this week. We got non-farm payroll coming in this week. So we can see that on Wednesday, that's when USD is probably going to start making some moves and things like that. So you can see right here, we got non-farm employment change already. You know, we'll have some news on Wednesday, 7:15, 8:45, Chicago PMI. I don't remember that either. This is one I gotta probably look up. I don't remember that. But we also got some CAD news at 7:30 on Wednesday. Going into Thursday, we got Chef in the London session at 1:30 a.m. So for those who trade Chef pairs, beware around that time in the London session. Going into the morning, we got USD popping off at 7:30. We got USD popping off at 9. And then Friday is the day. That's the day where we really gonna possibly see a lot of movement in the market. So USD definitely at 7:30 in the morning. NFP definitely gonna be popping off on Friday. All right. So one of the things before we kind of get into the charts, this guy right here, Brainard, or whoever this is, let's look back last month just to see if there was something in possibly the latter of the week, just to see if we had anything on NFP with that guy speaking. Okay, I don't see anything with that guy. let's look back one more week in July just to see. Monetary policy. Oh, okay. So he spoke on the 19th, July 19th. So that's one of the things we want to look at. So he spoke at 1:35 on July 19th. So we'll put that as a mental note. So when we go back and look at our charts on USD, we're going to check that out just to see exactly what happened at that time. So 1:30 July 19th. Okay. So we'll check that out. First thing, we're going to start off with GJ. Dale wanted us to try that out. GBP, JPY. Let's check it out, you guys. Let's see what GJ got. So on a daily time frame, let's kind of look at market structure to see exactly what it's doing for us. And as we can see, the market is a bit bullish on this particular pair. So if we look at it, we'll start here. We have a daily high low, this area here. We got one right here. And then we got a higher high, this area here. And let's see, is this one higher? It is. We have another higher high in this area here. Okay, so let's look at this from a daily perspective. This is our market structure here, you guys. All right, so now let's drop it down to the 4 hour to kind of look and see what we have. But one of the things that I noticed just by looking at this, we see we have 1, 2, 3 hard wicks around in this area. And if you guys notice, this is a bank level right in this area. This is a psychological bank area, which is 160. So I just wanted to be mindful of that, just because, you know, just right off, you know, just from looking at the naked eye, we can see that we have a lot of rejection in this area. So this is definitely a respected area right up in here. So if it breaks this area, then, you know, it possibly will come down in this area a little bit. But let's drop to the 4 hour to see exactly what we have. Okay. So from a 4 hour perspective, let's see, lower low, So we're pretty much almost bearish because we're possibly going down to make a higher low on a daily. So we start here. Let me go ahead and make this a little thicker so you guys can see it. So if we're looking at price action right now, have a high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. So the 4 hour, but it's almost, price is almost kind of moving sideways or whatever. But let's kind of look at this. Let's drop it down to maybe the 1 hour just to see, you know, what we have kind of on the immediate time frame where we're at right now. Okay, so if we look at this, let's see, we're on the 1 hour. We can see that it's giving us market structure. Lower low, lower high, or low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then possibly a break of structure on the 1 hour in this area. Make this a little bigger. Possibly a break of structure in this area right here. But however, we don't know, because we can see that on this break of structure, we only got wicks. We haven't necessarily got any bodies to close above this area. So this here could be a liquidity grab. You know, we don't know. So with this, you know, it looks like this, we got a lot of prices moving sideways. So it looks like we have some consolidation possibly in this area, which we could possibly draw a consolidation box right here and kind of wait for price to kind of break this area. You know what I'm saying? kind of see if price will break this area and see exactly what it'll do. But like I said, this area here is well respected, this bank level down here. So if it breaks this area, I'll be looking for a retest possibly and shoot to the downside, which is pretty much what I want to see, because if we go back to the daily, we, you know what I'm saying, we made a higher high. But if we throw a fibs on this just to see exactly where we are, let's see. So we're well within our range in our golden zone. So now, you know, with seeing that, you know, we possibly can come back up to the upside. So this area here that we got this wick, you know, this possibly could be our breaker structure coming back for a retest. Let's go to the 15 minute and look. We pretty much got the same thing. As you guys can see on the 15 minute, we didn't get any body closures above this area. This is all wicks. Look at this rejections here. These are all rejections. So in this area that we kind of look and, you know, kind of thought that it was a breaker structure, I don't really want to count it as a breaker structure because, like I said, we didn't get any bodies to close. So price is almost kind of consolidating. So I want to kind of be patient and see exactly what it's going to do. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see exactly what it's going to do. On a 5 minute, we did get a few body closures above, and it's possibly coming back for the retest. Let's see if it bounced off of anything. Let's see, we do have an order block in this area here, but something is a little bit lower. We do have an imbalance in this area here. So this is the 5 minute time frame. We do have an imbalance right here. You said check the 30 minute? Okay, I'll check the 30 minute as well. Let's take a look at that. Hold on 1 second. I see something. Okay, I see something. So on the 30 minute, lower low, lower high. Wait a minute. Let's see, is this lower? It is. So the 30 minute, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Okay. This is our breakup structure right here on the 30 minute. And I'll show you guys why. So when we look at this, it's still a wick, so to speak, which I don't really like to call a breakup structure. It's pretty much still almost liquidity that's taking place. But as we can see, we haven't broke this last low here. So we still have this low that hasn't been broken that gave us another lower low. I'll put this as a short-term low in this area here. So what we see is price came down and it didn't break this area. And then it started creating almost higher highs and higher lows. So basically what we could have considered with this situation is a breakup structure. If we threw our fibs on this area here, price came back, retested this demand zone right here. Came back, retested this demand zone, and starting to pull off to the upside a little bit. But like we said, we got consolidation in this area, and so still not really clear. But I mean, we can almost look at it like this. This one it's real hard to tell because, like I said, we got a lot of consolidation. Price is kind of moving sideways right now in this area, and so until it start really kind of giving like clear, concise market structure on this one, I'll kind of be patient. I think it will go up. because it's well within the golden zone on the daily. And so I believe that this thing possibly wants to go back up, because another confluence is, like I said, we got these rejections. We got almost 4 rejections here on this bank level. So I believe it's going to come back up. I mean, it might come back up and take out this 4-hour imbalance here. And then we also got a huge supply zone right in this area here as well. Okay, so those are a couple things that I do see on GJ. If we drop to the hour and kind of check out the hour, you know, it's pretty much giving us almost the same thing. But yeah, I want to be patient on this. I definitely want to be patient. Let's see, breaker structure, low, so it's possibly giving us these higher highs and higher lows after this possible breakup structure right here, which I think was a liquidity grab, but you know, it could go anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna go up. That's my bias on this particular pair. All right, you guys. Let's look at gold, euro right quick, because I want to make sure that I mark up the requested pairs first before we jump into the others. Let's go ahead and drop to the daily right quick. We take a look at this pair. So as we can tell on the daily, we have high, lower low, lower high, lower low in this area right here, possibly coming back up for a lower high. Okay, so with that being said, if we come over here and throw a fibs from this area here to the bottom, we can see that gold has wicked off our 61.8 right in this area right here. So this entire area is our golden zone. That price is pretty much sitting in right at this point. Okay, so from there, if we drop it to the 4-hour, let's kind of look at market structure and see what we have. So we have higher high, higher low. Let's see. We can do higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Look like we got breakup structures in this area, which possibly is liquidity grabs. I say that because price came back higher in this area here, and now we're coming back in this area here. So this market structure is real ugly. Yeah, this is ugly. Let's see. Low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we had a breakup structure here. And we might have to drop to a smaller time frame, because the 4-hour isn't that clean. This looks like a 4-hour breakup structure right here though, with a possible retest. However, price still came back for the impulse that kind of took out these highs in this area right here. It took out all of these highs right here. Let's drop to the 1-hour just to kind of look at market structure. And as we can see, price is almost moving sideways on this right now as well. Like I said, we did get a higher high. So what we can kind of consider this to be is this point here. We can classify this as our higher low, and this can be our higher high in this area here possibly. And if we look closely, we have a demand zone in this area here with an imbalance right here, right above it. Price didn't necessarily get down to this imbalance, and so we do have a few rejections in this area here. Let's drop to the 15 minute and check it out. So we drop to the 15 minute, we can see so 15 minute, we possibly got market structure like so. So right now, what I would want to see is possibly, you know, I don't know if it's going to come back up here and give us a break of structure, because like I said, it's already in our golden zone. And so one of the things I would like to see, it break this area here. If it can break this area here, I would like to see that. And then from there, I would like to see it give us a retest. I would like to see it break this area, possibly give us a 50% retest, and then drop to the downside. Because right now, like I said, it's almost like it's consolidating in this area, in this entire area here. It did give us a break up into this area here, but I'm expecting it to go down because it's already in a daily golden zone right now. So I would like to see it break this area, give us a retest, and then shoot to the downside, if that makes sense. As the week go on, we might see a little bit more movement. Right now, it looks a little weird. It just don't look clean to me. And so I wouldn't just, you know, suggest to just hop in anything on this pair right now. I'll kind of let it kind of settle just to kind of see exactly what it's going to do. All right. I hope that helps. All right, you guys, let's jump into GU. All right, let's jump into GU. Let's go ahead and start with the daily time frame. And as we can see on GU, we're bearish right now. We can see we got just normal market structure, lower high, lower low, lower high. And as you can see, we broke the last daily lower low. And so if we throw a fibs on this, from this point down to this point here, me personally, I think this is gonna get a little lower. I wanna see it possibly get down to this negative 27 area, which is right around this 1.16 thousand bank level. That's what I would like to see. But you know, price can possibly play around and maybe come up here, catch its feet, do some other things and things like that. But right now, we did break our last daily lower low. Okay, so let's look at price on the 4-hour time frame just to kind of see exactly what we have. Okay, so right now we have on the 4-hour time frame, lower low, lower high, lower low. This possibly is a lower high here. It's not confirmed until this area here breaks. Okay, but since these are really, really big moves, let's drop to the 1 hour to see if we have some smaller moves and see if we can capitalize on those. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, it's almost like the same thing. We got really, really big moves. This possibly is the lower high move here. So because we got these big moves, I don't really classify these as pullbacks really. Maybe let's drop to the 15 minute and see if we have something there. Okay, 15 minute is showing us better structure. Okay, so what we could do is, let's see, we could probably say low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, or use this one as our lower high. Whichever one is higher, they look almost the same. Lower high, lower low. From there, we could see a break of structure in this area right here. On a 15-minute time frame. So from that break of structure, we utilize our fibs. We can see price came down within this area here. And so if we drop it to, I think, a 5-minute, I believe this is a trade that I caught earlier this week. Let's see, because this looks this looks really familiar to me. Hold on, let me go back to the 15-minute for a second. Because I believe this area here is a demand zone. Let's drop it to the 5-minute and see. Yeah, we did have a demand zone right in this area here. So as we can see, price came down, took out liquidity a little bit, came through this demand zone just a tad bit. And then from there, it started to give us an impulse up. Okay. On a 15-minute time frame. So if you were able to catch this area here, you were probably able to catch maybe about 100 or so pips. Possibly riding it up to this small imbalance in this area here. But we can see that price came up and then it plowed back down. However, when we look at this on our fibs, we're still well within our golden zone area. See if I can move this over. Well, price came down. Okay. Well, it took out this liquidity area here. So this possibly, we'll have to see. We have to see, you guys. So let's see. Came down here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure. Okay, so here's what I see. We have, let's just say when it hit this demand zone, it hit this demand zone here. And let's just say if we got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, these are equal lows, higher high, break of structure. Okay. Break of structure in this area here. This is on the 30-minute time frame. And so from there, throw our fibs on here. Now, the reason why my bias is going bearish is because, let's just say if we go to the 4-hour. Like I said, on the daily, I'm still expecting this thing to get a little lower. I want to see it at least get to, this 1.16 thousand area down here. Because this will give us a completed Fibonacci sequence. That's what I want to see. It's not a guarantee, but that's what I would like to see price get to. This 1.16 thousand bank area. So if we go back to the 30-minute, we have a break of structure in this area here. I want to see it come back somewhere within this golden zone here. If you notice, we do have an imbalance in this area here. The price can come back and tap this inefficiency in the market. Where are we? If we drop it to a 15-minute, let's see what else we have. We do have a supply zone in this area here, but for me, that's not a big enough pullback for me to even consider really doing anything off of this area here. We do have a supply zone in this area here. Okay, let's drop it to the 5-minute to see. We do have another imbalance up higher. We also have another supply zone in this area here. So with GU, I want to be a little bit patient just to kind of see exactly what it's going to do. It might come down a little bit further, but I would like to see it come up into these areas here. I'm expecting it to take out possibly these two supply zones. I want to see it come up further, possibly tap into this imbalance here, and then we can catch it to the downside. So that's what I would like to see on GU. If you guys have any questions on this one, just let me know. If y'all have any questions on GU. Okay, now let's go to EU. This is the pair here that I actually was more focused on last week, and I definitely have some analysis for this pair, you guys. I want to show you a couple of things that I've noticed on this pair. As you can see, that we're still bearish, just like any other USD pair, pretty much right now. And as you can see, a daily lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to show you guys, if we drop it to the 4-hour time frame, one of the things that GU has been playing around with for a while is right within this area here. This is the dollar mark. That's in parity with the US dollar. So I'll say 1 point bank level US parity. I'll just put anything over there. Okay. All right, let's make this a little bit bold so we can see it. Okay. And then we can tell price is also playing within this area down here, these two bank levels. So we can, in a sense, almost use this as our trading range. Okay, so in between these two areas, this is 100 pips in between these two areas here. Okay, so we can pretty much play between these two areas here. But if we look at what happened, let's just check it out. Let's drop it to the 1-hour time frame first. If we notice on this 1-hour time frame, we have, you know, lower low, lower high, lower low. We got a break of structure in this area right here. Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger so you guys can see it. We got break of structure in this area. Now there's some other things that I see on this as well, and I'm gonna show you because there is a Wyckoff schematic in this particular pair. Okay, so now we got this break of structure on the 1-hour time frame. If we drop it to the 15-minute, let's look at what happened. In this area, we had a demand zone in this area here. Okay. Basically what happened in this area is price came down and it took out this liquidity right here. Okay, price took out liquidity in this area right here, and then it decided to shoot off. Okay, so if this was an area which you entered in off this demand zone, what you could have done is took a long here and made sure that you had some clearance up under this price action here for your stop loss. Okay. And you can possibly, possibly wrote it up to these bodies right up in this area here. And this was a trade that I actually caught last week. So as we can see, price is starting to create bullish momentum, because ever since this mark here, you have a high. Let's see. No, not that one. Let's see. Oops. Yep. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay. So we're creating bullish momentum at this particular point. However, we can see with this, price is possibly coming back. If I mark up our higher highs and higher lows, let's see. We'll do the big moves. We'll just do these last moves here. We'll take this one out. Okay. So as we can see, price is pulling back for a possible, to create a possible higher low. We don't know, because overall this pair is still kind of bearish. However, this is our structural point here. This is our break of structure. And in this area, we have an imbalance that price just wicked off of. And we also have a demand zone right here as well that price is currently resting in. All right. So now that we have that, one of the things that we can do is we can drop it to a smaller time frame, like a 5 minute or a 1 minute. Let's just say if we dropped it to the 1 minute. If we look at market structure, and this can give us breadcrumbs as to where the market is going to go. Okay. So as we can see on the 1 minute time frame, we have, let's just say we started here. This is our high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. This is our 1 minute, crap. Okay, this is our 1 minute structure. So with that, we can utilize this as our break of structure to see if price wants to continue to the upside, or we see that this is our short-term low here in case price wants to go lower. All right. Now, the reason why I want to be patient on this, because check this out, you guys. If I go to the 15 minute, there was an accumulation that I saw on this particular pair that's a little bit lower. Okay. So if you notice in this area here, we have a perfect Wyckoff schematic. I'm gonna drop it down to possibly the 5 minute time frame. Okay. So if you see this on our Wyckoff schematics, if it's an accumulation, what we look for, 3 drives down and 2 drives up. So in this area, we have 1, 2, 3 drives down. We have a SC, ST of Sal, and a spring. Okay. Spring has to tap into something. Okay. This spring tapped into an order block in this area here. As you can see, we have an order block right here, and it tapped into 50% of this order block over here. Okay. So with that being said, over here in this area, whenever price breaks the UA, that's a break of structure. Okay. This is our break of structural point as we're looking at our accumulation. Okay. From there, we have our trading range, which is our SC and our AR. Now check this out. We have 2 areas that are really, really good potentials. So let me move this demand zone over a bit. And if you notice, one of the things that we like to take trades off of from our Wyckoff schematics are our trading ranges. So this trading range here, it lines up perfectly with this imbalance. So this here can possibly be an entry. Crap. Take this off. And then we also have our trading range here that can possibly be an entry here as well. Now, I haven't entered this in as an actual trade yet because I don't know, because both of these areas are really, really good confluences. And so one of the things that we might see though, me personally, I think the higher one might be, in this instance, might be a little bit more prominent. And the reason why I said it is this, I'll show you. Because if we get a break of structure in this area here, we might get a quick wick and then it might shoot up. However, you know, it could come down a little bit further, wick into this area and come up as well. Like I said, I haven't put an actual entry on this just yet. I do have an alert just to kind of let us know exactly what it's going to do. However, if we put alerts on these two areas here, on this short-term low from the 1 minute and on our break of structure, this will give us the initial breadcrumbs as to say, okay, I think price is going to go up if we get this break of structure. Because if we get a break of structure on the 1 minute, it'll come up, give us a break of structure, 50% retest, and continue to the upside. If it don't do that, you know, we might see something like, you know, break of structure, tap into this area, 50% or something, come back, and then continue to the downside. We could see something like that as well. Because I have two really, really good possible entries for this accumulation, I'm not entirely sure. And if I'm second guessing myself on something like that, I won't necessarily put the entry in right away, because I don't want to lose money, pretty much. You know, if it was just one entry, because both of these potential entries have exactly what I'm looking for. They both have unhealthy price action and they both have trading range alignment. Where is it? Yeah. They both have unhealthy price action with, you know, huge imbalances, things like that. And they both have trading range alignment. So when I have two of them like that, I'm not really sure. I'll probably be more patient than most. And so if price come down to this area, maybe give a break of structure on the 1 minute and a retest, then I might take it from that perspective. But I definitely want to be patient. Me personally, I think it might want to start going up, because on the 1 hour, we are getting bullish momentum. As you can see, it's creating higher highs and higher lows. So we'll be patient with this just to see exactly what it do. But this is pretty much what I have for EU. What I'll do, I'll put some alerts on this and I'll put those in our Discord chat. That way everybody can have those particular alerts whenever they come through. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to another pair. Let's go to USD CAD. You said there's a POI at 0.99230. Were you talking about EU? 0.99230. Hold on 1 second. 230. Yeah, that's this demand zone down here. That's right up in this area. So because that's lower than this first schematic up here, this could be another confluence. That's a good catch. On the 1 hour, yeah, that's a good catch right there. Now we can look at it from this perspective. This is a demand zone, so that's definitely a POI right here. And there's a 1 hour imbalance a little lower than this higher entry. So yeah. One hour demand zone. Good catch on that. Yeah, so there's a lot of different confluences in this particular pair. I'm gonna remove this Wyckoff schematic for right now. But yeah, we can possibly just look at it from that area. It might come back down here, tap into this demand zone, and then continue back up, or it might come down and break through. Because overall, from a daily perspective, you know, we're bearish. However, this might be coming up to create another lower high. Yeah, definitely, Dale. I definitely want to be patient on this because, yeah, we're none of us are not in the business of just trying to give away money or lose money. So we definitely want to be patient on this one. And like I said, this thing, it possibly created a lower low, so we might be looking for a pullback. So one of the things that I want to see in this area, I want to see this 1 minute break of structure is what I want to see. I want to see this 1 minute break of structure, retest, and then we possibly ride it to the upside. That's what I want to see. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to USD CAD. Now with this particular pair, it's still bullish. And I had some confluences up here that I've had up here for quite some time, for a while now. And as we can see on USD CAD, we're making bullish momentum. And price in this area here, if I throw our fibs on this, make this a little bigger so y'all can see it. When I threw the fibs on this, price definitely dipped into our golden zone. It came down here, almost got to the 78.6, but not quite. It wicked, it came past the 61.8, and what did it do right on that point right there? For those who know price action, gave us a tweezer bottom right here. Gave us a tweezer bottom, gave us 2 tweezers, price shot off. That's a confluence in itself. That's a reversal pattern right there for those who know price action. Okay. All right, so if we're looking at this, we can see that price came down to this area, gave us lower lows, lower high, lower low, and gave us a break of structure on the 4-hour time frame in this area right here. 4-hour BOS. Okay, we'll remove that. And so from there, we want to see if we can get a pullback. Okay. From there, we can see that price tapped our 50% area here, which is a valid takeoff, and we can tell that it tapped into this demand zone right here. Okay, we'll know. Well, let's see. Let's drop it down to a lower time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute. Okay, on 15-minute, let's see. Lower high, lower low, lower high. It's extremely small, but it's valid. So lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, because this is 2 candle pullback. Lower high, lower low. Okay. From here, we have a break of structure. 15-minute time frame. We got a 50% pull, more than a 50% pullback. We can see that we have a demand zone in this area here. We also have another one in this area, which is a continuation pattern, which is a bullish, bearish, bullish. Let's drop and see if we have a bigger one. Well, we do have an imbalance in this area, so that's where price tapped into right here. To this 30-minute imbalance, and then we have unhealthy price action where we have imbalances and things like that. So let's see something, you guys. Drop it to a smaller time frame to see. No, I don't see anything. Okay. I thought I might have saw an accumulation forming, but I didn't. So with this particular pair, I want to see a pullback pretty much. Came down to this area, wicked into this demand zone, and it's starting to shoot off. So, I mean, I just want to be patient and see if we get a pullback. Price might come up here, take out this high here, and then possibly give us a pullback, because this thing is bullish. You know, it might come up to this 27 area here and then come back and start to trickle up. But ultimately, I want to see it take out this daily high, because we have a lot of different things up here. We have a daily 50% order block in this area here. We have an imbalance in this area. And so ultimately on the fibs, we have a daily -27 that needs to complete as well for some time now. So I basically want to see a pullback that we can possibly catch an entry right off of this demand zone here, possibly, and then continue to ride this thing to the upside. But that's pretty much what I see on USD CAD. I know when the market opens, I definitely want to see price start to kind of catch up to itself. I don't necessarily want to jump the gun on any of this stuff when the price first open, when the market first open. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and look at G-Chef. As we can see, G-Chef, pretty much some of the same things. We're bearish on G-Chef. Because we do got some chef news this week. Now this one, we can tell we got a lot of consolidation in this area here. Price pretty much was moving sideways for quite some time in this area right here, which it was almost playing around on this bank level, but right around this 1.4 200 area, price was just consolidating. And so I definitely want to see this price, this particular pair kind of do some other things. I want to be patient on this pair because I don't know exactly what it's going to do. Yeah, I want to be patient because, like I said, it was consolidating for quite some time. Each one of these are 2-hour candlesticks. So yeah, I want to be patient on this pair. So we'll come back to G-Chef. Let's go ahead and look at gold and kind of break this pair down and what it's doing and things like that. All right. And I'll show you guys the trade that we caught on Friday. It was a really, really good trade. It was an easy trade actually. But I'll show you guys exactly what we're looking at on gold. So with gold, one of the things I mentioned a couple of weeks ago was whenever gold kind of get in a golden zone, on a daily perspective, you definitely want to be in the market and ready for it, because you can catch quite a few pips when it hits that daily zone and it takes off. And so I think gold will probably, more than likely, it still got some ways to go as far as from a bearish perspective. I think gold is going to get down to the 1640, maybe 1620 area. That's the ultimate place where I think it's going to go. Okay. If we drop it down to the 1 hour though, let's look at price action and see what was going on last week. That way we can kind of see exactly where the market maybe want to take us this week, being that it's NFP. So we can see we have these these lower highs and lower lows on an hourly time frame. And we can see from an hourly perspective, if we throw our fibs on there, we can see price wick past our 78.6 area. Now, here's how we caught the trade last Friday, okay? One of the things that we noticed was on a 15-minute time frame, price was giving us bearish momentum, like so. Where is it? Bam, bam, or whatever you want to look at, okay? So this was our last valid higher low in this area here, okay? 15-minute BOS. Price broke this area here. Now, when we had the news on Friday, if we drop it down to the 1 minute, this is what happened on Friday. We had this break of structure. And then we said, okay, we wanted to see a 50% pullback. We could see that price came back. Let me take off this other fib so we don't get confused, okay? And it was a really, really easy trade. So we can see that this, on a 15-minute time frame, it broke structure here. It dipped back to the 78.6. Now, when it dipped back to that 78.6, one of the things I noticed before all of that happened, when price came back to this area, when it dipped into our golden zone, this is our 1 minute structure. 1 minute structure was showing us higher highs, higher lows, things like that, okay? We had a break of structure on the 1 minute. Now, normally, when we have that break of structure, we throw our fibs on this particular pair from here down to here. However, because we had news that actually, influenced this pair at the time from this break of structure here. So we had a 1 minute break of structure, okay? Now, from a banking perspective, they're expecting traders to possibly take entries, because we're looking at it from a perspective of, we have a demand zone right here. I'm sorry, a supply zone right here. So banks are looking at this from the perspective to say, all right, people are gonna put their entry here, but they stop loss above this area right here. Banks are expecting that. They're expecting a lot of stop losses in this area for them to take out liquidity and shoot this thing down. So basically, I was almost anticipating this part right here to happen. And so when price came up to this area, it showed us rejection in this area. And when it came down, I believe my entry was, let's see, what was it? Let's go to share TPs. 154. I took 2 entries on this. 154 was the entry. Yeah, it was up here. So I actually caught my entry right here. Stop loss was up in this area. So right around 154 area. And I wrote it down to 1740. Down to this area right here. And I took another entry at 1750. But one of the things you want to be mindful of when there's high price news and you get easy break of structures like this and you see price action like this, don't be so quick to hop in and put your stop losses above this area, because banks are expecting that. That's the composite man. That's where those springs and things like that, they come in, snatch those stop losses, all of that liquidity, and then they shoot it down. That's exactly what they do. So on things like this, especially news, and if you're not the type that trades a lot of news and things like that, just be patient and don't do it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. And so that's basically how we took this trade. It wasn't a hard trade. And so we pretty much caught an entry right up in here and literally just wrote it down. We could have still been sitting in this thing, but I didn't want to be greedy, and I just didn't want to sit in a gold trade over the weekend at that particular time. I mean, I have swung gold before, but in this particular instance, I wanted to get in the market and get out because it was high price news, and it was a really, really good trade. It was a really, really good trade. Okay, but right now on gold, let's look at what we're looking at currently right now and what we can possibly capitalize on gold for this week. So I did see an accumulation pattern forming right up in this area down here on gold. However, we had two confluences almost like EU, so to speak. And so we have a 4-hour imbalance and also a 15-minute imbalance, literally right on the trading ranges for this accumulation. So I want to be patient and see exactly what it's going to do. I want to see price maybe tap into this, come back and give us a lower high, and then continue to the low side. So I'll put an alert as soon as it breaks this last H1 higher low. Here. So we have gold breaks H1 lower low. Okay. And I'll make sure I put this in our chat as well, just to see exactly what price is going to do in this area. For the most part, I want to see the week kind of settle out a little bit before we hop in anything. On Tuesday of this week, I'm going to do another follow-up analysis. I'm going to go live again on Tuesday night during the Asian session. That way we can get ready for Wednesday. We can kind of see exactly where the market is going to be. And possibly catch some of this NFP news that we're gonna have later on in the week. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? If y'all do, let me know. If not, I appreciate it, you guys, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. All right. Hey, as always, God bless y'all.